Traffic heading in and out of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. The setting for our broadcast tonight. Yeah, terrific attitude. It makes him very tough to handle. David, thank you. So the Nets starting five. Jordan is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then there's Irving. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's KD in at the 3 slot. And for Minnesota, Wiggins and Covington fill the wings. Vonleh and Towns, the duo inside. And it's Napier in at the point. Now here's Covington. Back to Wiggins. Lets it fly. And it's Durant with the rebound. Look at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a win against Cleveland.
Boy, for all the talent Andrew Wiggins brings to the table, you wonder what his assessment of the 2018-19 season is. Obviously, he took a step back in terms of his production, and I think that had a lot to do with his lack of consistency with his shot. He's got a ton of talent. Let's see where it takes him.
Brooklyn with the rebound. Outside Durant. And then Durant with the dunk.
Well, Kyrie Irving has such a good sense of when his teammates are going to create an opportunity, and he puts the pass on time and on target.
And with Wiggins, Doris, and his struggles last year, he seemed to be relying more on his outside shot.
You wonder if Wiggins feels the pressure of an NBA that now so heavily emphasizes that three-point shooting. But his strength, to me, is putting the ball on the deck, attacking the rim, and relentlessly going at defenders. He's got to get back to that.
Now, here is Irving. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Fires for 3. A nice shot by Irving.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
For Minnesota, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Outside, Covington. Pass to Wiggins. Over Harris. To end the run. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, what a quick move. Wiggins able to draw the contact. Defender completely off balance.
And both free throws good for Wiggins. And as talented as Andrew Wiggins is, there are games, Doris, when he can fade into the background, and his team needs him the most.
Yes, and the questions become, is he passive? Is he disengaged on the offensive end? And that, I think, can be frustrating, because people around the league will tell you that this young man is as talented and as skilled as any player in the league. It's really, for Andrew Wiggins, about finding a measure of consistency.
Harris, no good. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against the Rockets. Napier finds Covington. There's Vonleh. Chandler with the defensive effort.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Boy, KD just lethal on the drive to the rack, and he gets ahead of steam behind him. Forget about it.
Now here's Napier to the middle. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Now Napier. There's the pass to Towns. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Gorky Dangs checked in for Vonleh, and it's Teagan for Shabazz Napier. And the Nets also making a change. Dinwiddie's checked in. Good on the triple. Wiggins has got 5 points so far.
Sometimes Wiggins better off when he doesn't have to put the ball on the deck.
Irving against T. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Lobs it up for Jordan. Hammers the alley-oop through.
DeAndre Jordan, simply a force around the cup. This guy has rare athleticism.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Passes it to Towns. Here's Covington. The shot, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
And in that one, the offensive execution made the difference. They found and exploited the mismatch repeatedly.
Well, it was certainly a game that their analytics people had to love breaking down. I thought they exposed every weakness in the defense.
The kick out to Irving. Of course, you've seen a lot of these big men come and go in this league. Who would you say right now is the most complete big man in the NBA?
Well, two guys come to my mind immediately, and that's Joel Embiid, who I think probably could be more efficient with his three-point shooting, but is still enough of a threat that you have to guard him out there. They enter the ball through him in the post, and he can be a dominant scorer. He can also put it on the deck. And then Anthony Davis, who you could say all of those attributes that Joel Embiid has, the Brow has as well. Those are two of the most complete, dominant, two-way big men in today's game.
And the Nets with possession here, following the bucket by the Timberwolves, and the dunk by Jordan.
That's just great savvy in a pick-and-roll situation run perfectly by Kyrie Irving.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Teague dishes to Covington. And Jordan sends it back. Here's Dinwiddie. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Teague. Count it.
Boy, it'll take more than that to stop Jeff Teague. Just determined to score despite any obstacle.
And stolen by Jeff Teague. And the layup is good. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They lead by 4.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
I think Kevin Durant prides himself on doing everything at an elite level. And really, think about how he's improved his defense in the prime of his career.
And so it's Brooklyn, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more in store for you right after this. The former #1 pick overall in 2015,
Every single day we're thinking about how can we...
Yep, one step at a time, Greg. That's the mindset to have.
Yeah, you can't have too much too early. But with Towns leading the charge, this team is in great hands.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Jordan is out there with Allen, and it's Prince in at the small forward position.
Well, how about that floor awareness by Spencer Dinwiddie, getting his guys the basketball in great spots. Boy, picking Jared Allen, number 22, back in 2017 has paid off for the Nets. This guy is proven already in his early 20s to be an NBA caliber starting center.
Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, that's a highlight play for Mr. Jared Allen. Nice pass from his teammate.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Now, here's Culver. LeVert defending. Teague can't hit. And Jared Allen grew up in the Austin area and played near his home at the University of Texas.
Yeah, Kev, just one season with the Longhorns. He really came into the league considered a project. But boy, his development is truly ahead of schedule.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Allen with the rebound.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Moves back up. It doesn't go for him.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
A nice shot by Teague.
Now, don't you love how Teague is able to maintain control? He absorbs the hit, finishes through the contact. I tell you, this guy is not shy.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, for the most part, they've taken care of the ball. I mean, that's one of the few mistakes they've made in what has been a good half.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Napier's checked in, and the Nets also making a change. Odions Kurucs, he's checked in for Jordan. Here's Kurucs, and he lobs it up toward the rim. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, they've absolutely dominated that category in this one, and it's reflected in the score. He really made that shot harder than it needed to be, and coach is not happy with that choice.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 13 now for the Nets.
What a defensive effort from Spencer Dinwiddie. The wingspan and the hustle create these steals.
Now here's Culver. He's guarded closely, and the shot goes in. Culver's got his first points of the night.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
LeVert inside the line, and he knocks down the jumper. And the Nets lead by 13. Timberwolves have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
And the rejection by Chang.
Oh, the 7'3" wingspan erases that shot. Nice by Gorgie Zhang.
He gets that one.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And there's the call on Jake Layman. That's his first foul. Some changes for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Vonleh, and Wiggins is subbed in for Layman. And then for Brooklyn, Wilson Chandler's checked in for Taurean Prince. Harris comes in for Karis LeVert, and Irving subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Now here's Napier. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Zhang. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
The kick out to Irving. Lobbed up there for Chandler.
Well, a point guard's responsibility in part in today's NBA, get their guys going, and Kyrie Irving doing just that.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Pass to Towns. To the paint. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Zhang's got his first basket.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Out to Harris. Shoots over Culver. Harris misses.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
And that one's good. Towns.
And this to me is important for Karl Anthony Towns. We know he has a terrific perimeter game, but I like to see him take charge on the interior first.
Culver with the steal. Here's Napier. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
Robert Covington's checked in for Minnesota. Teague comes in for Shabazz Napier. Kevin Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. To the inside, Allen. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 5 assists in the game.
Well, this highlights the agility of Jarrett Allen. So decisive, so quick in the pick and roll.
Now here's Teague. 6 points for him. Banked in off the glass. Teague's got 8 points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
You know, there's an inner drive and an inner burn to Kyrie Irving. This guy can make difficult shots because he's driven to be great.
And so we wrap up the first half. Nets lead by 9. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. They had the pieces in place for a nice stretch to open it up and went on a 7-0 run to start. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. Then in a hard-fought second quarter, they more than held their own, increasing their advantage to finish up 9 at the break. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
Man,
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. DeAndre Jordan has been sensational.
What a welcome surprise that first half. Went above and beyond his usual scoring output.
A huge bonus. Boy, when he's contributing like this, it makes everything easier for his team.
Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
That's great insight. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Minnesota, Conley and Towns, the duo inside. Wiggins and Covington fill the wings. And it's Napier in at the 1 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do with the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Now Irving. After the missed 3 from Karl Anthony Towns. The shot by Chandler wide open. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Now here's Covington. Wiggins passes to Towns. He feeds it to Napier. Shot clock at 6. Wiggins from outside. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got his 5th rebound in this one.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Durant just inside the line. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot. I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Yeah, and right when you thought that shot was leaving his hands, he reinvents it.
Here's Napier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Timeout. Boy, you talk about the all-time great below-the-rim finishers. Kyrie Irving is on that list. He can use either hand. So much English. This guy is tough.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Doris, as great a scorer as he is, Kyrie Irving doesn't draw a ton of fouls.
Kevin, I think that has everything to do with his elusivity. This is a young man who can finish with either hand, can get separation on any defender. This is the one thing you'd say about Kyrie Irving. He does not initiate contact around the rim.
Jake Layman's checked in for Robert Covington. And then for Brooklyn, Prince is checked in for Chandler. Karis LeVert comes in for Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Pops it up for Jordan.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Napier finds Towns. Wiggins outside. 5 on the clock. Esteban Lay. To end the drought. Tries yet again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, beautifully done by Towns, using the up fake to bait the defender.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Noah Vonleh. Culver comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And it's Teague in for Napier. Now, here's Dinwiddie. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. From deep, Prince. He can't get that one to fall. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game. Timberwolves trail by 18. Now the pass to Towns. Pass to Layman. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Makes it off the glass. So it's Brooklyn now. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
You think about the Timberwolves, the one thing that seems elusive for this organization has been consistency. They have had the talent. They've had good coaching. The problem is they haven't yet put those two areas together.
Now here's Prince. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. We've got 1:28 left to play in the third.
And the decision-making proving to be outstanding. Culver just has a knack for taking advantage of the D in the open floor.
Poked away. Dinwiddie against Jang. Releases from 15. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jang. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. They will start out on the road to play the Bucks in Milwaukee. And then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
And for the matchup with the Grizzlies, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Another shot. The shot by KD. No good. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. It's a 14-point game. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And Durant gets it to go.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Layman, guarded by Prince. KD comes with the double team. A shot by Culver, nobody around. Misses the three. Prince kicks to Durant. Towns with the steal. Teague for three. And that one released in time, but no good.
Not just a threat on offense, Dinwiddie is a fantastic defender, takes advantage of his speed and his reach.
And so it's Brooklyn. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll return shortly. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So for Brooklyn now, Joe Harris is out there with Irving, and there's Jared Allen. Then it's Wilson Chandler, and it's Caruge in at the small forward.
Boy, when you think about the skill that Karl Anthony Towns has, and you realize he's just getting started in the league, his future is truly off the charts. By the midpoint of his career, we could be talking about him as one of the most skilled big men to ever play the game.
Vonleh's checked in for Minnesota. Here's Irving. No good there. Towns with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trail by 13 and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And with the offensive tool set of Karl Anthony Towns, Doris, he could see MVP consideration in the future.
Well, what we know about Karl Anthony Towns certainly is that each and every night he has a major impact for his team. And consider, he's still growing as a player and ironing out some areas. But this guy is going to be a star for a long time, no doubt.
Now, here is Irving. Back to Harris. Here's the three. And Culver pulls it down. Timberwolves shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Towns kicks to Culver. Back to Towns. Yep, that one goes.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
Irving passes to Chandler and stolen by Vonleh. Culver with it, picked up by Harris. Here's Covington. Here's Towns. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
To me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins, who's checked in for Culver, and it's Napier in for T. Now, here is Irving. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. Napier feeling it out a bit. Towns trying to get open. And the basket by Napier. Nets leading by 8. Right side Irving. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
The shot's good. Towns has got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Napier finds Towns. Now here's Wiggins. The 11-footer. Second shot opportunity. And it's sent back by Allen. Outside Irving. Pass to Caruge. Harris against Wiggins. 6 to shoot. Back to Caruge. Here's Irving. The 10-footer finds the target. Irving's got 7 points here in this quarter.
You know this. Kyrie Irving, when he has the hot hand, is lethal. On a night-by-night basis, he is an absolute matchup nightmare.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Ryan Saunders' huddle. To be honest, he was fired up. He asked his team, how badly do you want this? Because those guys over there, they're going to give it everything they've got, which means we have to do the same. See if they can match them emotion for emotion. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. Here's Irving following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Down low, the 10-footer. And there's the call on Chandler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Timberwolves trail by 9. And here's Napier. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Battling hard. That's an impressive move by Towns. He'll go to the strike.
And Towns no good on that one. On the wing, Harris. They grabbed their own miss. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Yep, it counts. Now just a 5-point Nets lead.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
For 3, Harris. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it, Greg? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And so Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Now, here is Irving. Napier covering. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Six on the shot clock.
This guy has such quality length for his position. Robert Covington able to match up against any offensive player.
Wiggins buries it down low.
Big shot maker. Wiggins poised in the clutch.
Nets leading by 6. Durant, the pass to Allen. Now, here is Irving. He's tightly guarded. Outside for Durant. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
The Nets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. Napier finds Towns. 52 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Yes!
Oh, needing a bucket there. Towns doesn't hesitate.
Irving looking over the floor. Now the feed to Jordan. Towns with the defensive effort.
Boy, he's at the cup, but that is tremendous defense. Prohibit the lay-in without fouling.
It's good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game. Man, that is a good one. Kyrie really just comes alive when the game gets tight.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Teague's checked in. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And he commits the intentional foul. throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, think about Joe Harris, the 33rd pick in the 2014 draft. So that's the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. And boy, has he turned himself into a viable NBA player. Knockdown shooter who can now put it on the deck as well. Mr. Covington under duress of the big moment, and he delivers. Yes, sir.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
From deep, it's off.
Now, this guy's got some grit and some determination. Is Kevin Durant capable on the offensive end? Yes, but the defense as spectacular.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.